What's good, YouTube? Some crazy things happened last night with prices while Worlds was going on to distract us all. Winwich Ice Bell spiked heavily. It was at a low of 24, I think, on this platform, but it was still $10 on eBay. Now, it's evened out on both platforms to be a low of 15. There actually was just one for 10 when I refreshed my tab once, and then it was gone when I refreshed my tabs again. It is crazy out here. $18 next, and then 20. It's really competitive and crazy out here on these cards. Now, what's happening is Megatin speculation. We haven't seen a single Winwich card yet. There's some other cards that people seem to be speculating on as well, but we'll get to them in a second. I think if you can still get the set locally cheap, I would go ahead and trade for it if you see yourself playing the Invoke. Now, if you'd already had plans for this, I think a lot of you guys weren't waiting for the Megatins to pick these up, while another large group of you might have been waiting for the Megatins to pick this up. They've shown these in so many articles, it's hard for me to imagine that Konami would be excluding them from the Megatins, because we've seen it in article, like literally articles showing about Crystal Wing. They've hyped this card themselves, so I would imagine it would be... It's hard for me to imagine it not being in there, but at this point, we haven't seen a single one, so I can see where people are coming from to think that. And I think a large portion of the Megatins are out there already. There's going to be under 18 secrets. I'm very sure of it. I can't give you an exact way to back that up, but Konami just typically doesn't do one thing different one year and then not continue to do it. And I think Konami realized how bad they hurt the secondary market with previous Megatins before. So people think it's going to be a lot like the first Megatins. No, it's going to be like last year's. I'm very confident in that. We have Denglong here at $10 using market price $5.65. I've been selling stuff from my dinosaur deck, and then when dinosaurs turned out to be the OCG meta, I picked some of these back up at under 5s recently, and we already see them at $10 and 11 on eBay. It's actually getting beat out on TCG Player, where the hype beast usually spikes harder first. Last night it was way higher than this though. It was at 15, I think, on TCG Player with a low of 10ish on eBay, but it's actually up on eBay and down on TCG. These are crazy things. Again, Denglong's a standalone card, so we can't look at other cards to see if he would or wouldn't be in the 10s, but he has not appeared yet. It might be something for you guys to consider. Again, if you can get it locally cheap, getting it now. If he's missing from the 10s, he definitely will be meta unless the ban list happens to nuke him thanks to Worlds. This is not Worlds hype. This was before Worlds hype began. It was already spiking. I think people just think it's not in the 10s. And then we have Spiral Super Agent, the last other card that people have actually pointed out. Not a single Spiral or Subterror, by that note, has been shown in the 10 spoilers yet. And it would be really hard with all the commons and rares that Spirals just wouldn't show up. It seems like they're all missing. It's mind-boggling to me that a TCG exclusive set would not appear in our Megatins. Like TCG exclusives that have future support in Circuit Break, why would they not be in the 10s? But it's starting to make sense that they're not. Well, since in the fact that they're just not there. None of them are there. But it's still really cheaper at $6. But so far from all of our spoilers, all the early open 10s, there hasn't been a single one of them. They're still relatively cheap. It doesn't seem like a lot of hype is circulating it yet. But it is above market price on both platforms by just a little bit. You can still get them relatively cheap on eBay if you can trade locally for a set at 15. Maybe do so if you really think they're not going to be in the 10s. All three of these first cards are speculations, but all three seem to be a clear consensus among the people buying them that they're not in the 10s. Let's go ahead and review all the sets, we'll start with the Dark Illusions. I accidentally have it on page 2 because I was looking through myself. Price set high to low. Pot of Desires is the second most expensive card at $22. Dark Magic Circle, now confirmed, has a listing at $25 when it was at $30 yesterday. So people realizing, man, it's gonna get reprinted. I better get rid of mine now. Are selling these now. I want to point out on Dark Magical Circle and Magician's Navigation, they're not gonna hold much, if any, value within 3 months over the other Megatin variants of their cards. I think that maybe $2 to $3 max, despite their collectability. in terms of being Magician cards and originals, for the immediate foreseeable future, within 3 months, they'll be pretty even with their Megatin counterparts, as has happened with every single year past. These are confirmed to be in the 10s from the spoilers, as is the next 2 cards, Cosmic Cyclone, 17, Agni, at 8. Again, get rid of yours now. There will be in quantities of these floating around. Even the secret rare version. And this has a common coming in a structure deck. I don't get how it's still 17. This man's card craze has 10 he's trying to get rid of at the cheapest price. Get rid of yours now. It doesn't matter if you have events to play, and even in my opinion, play a different spell and trap destruction for that one event. Pick your Cosmic Cyclones back up later. Sacrifice a single event. And then 2 cards that actually aren't confirmed. Again, none of the Subterror cards have popped up yet, which is extremely odd, along with the Spirals. $7 on Hidden City. It's still below its market price. There's no hype there. Coral Dragon, I actually didn't know was this much, is sitting at $7.20. Interesting. For its market price, and a little bit above at $7.64 before it goes to $7.90. $8 for the card. It's not really seeing much play, though. I can't imagine too much hype flooding around the card, and Floodgate Trap Hole has been confirmed. Market price $5.77. It's down at $4. And then the cards that are up way past their market price, Solitaire is now confirmed. It's sitting at $9 though, and it'll continue to go down. So even with that Thin Dread hype, and Super Agent is actually way up above its market price on TCG Player, not so much on eBay. Blue Eye Swimburst. This card will be in the Megatins. Kaiba's the cover card. Kaiba! And it definitely will be getting a reprint, in my opinion. If they leave it out, sorry for telling you to sell it, but what are you using it in anyways? Adam Korn with the lowest price here, Overdose Gaming, top rated seller. Crystal Wing, I think, wouldn't get a slot, but we've already seen Cyclone, so I've been wrong about that already. Sage with Eyes of Blue was already in Battles of Legend of Osso. Kaiba's the cover card, maybe, maybe not. Ghost Reaper has been confirmed. White Stone of Ancients. I want to show you something actually interesting with White Stone of Ancients here that I personally didn't know. We see a Ultra Unlimited at 10, 2 copies. That actually just popped up very, very recently. Newly launched seller as well. When I pulled up all my tabs for Market Watches, it wasn't there. And then it's $14. Let me show you something. The White Stone of Ancients. I didn't know this completely. I was completely in the dark. So if you have the legendary decks from last year, not only do you have Ties of the Brethren, but you have a $7 common? I had no clue about this at all. White Stone of Ancients common, $7.50, $7.50, $7.50. Don't trade yours cheap. Trying to save you guys some money, even if it's in the Megatins, I guess. It might end up going back over time because this reprint did nothing to the price, it seems. Remember it being a $20 Ultra? It's still sitting at $14. Again, this is one of the cards I could see them skipping despite Kaiba being on the cover, since it already has a reprint, and they could have that mentality. But that's all speculation. It's up to you. I just had no clue it was a $7 common. I think that's awesome. $7.50 for Drowning Mirror Force. I don't know that that's been confirmed yet. I forget. The Cosmo cards were in last year's Megatins, were they? They were premium gold. They could get skipped again this year. But yeah, this is just mainly actually to show how cheap the sets have gotten. There's nothing above 25. There's one card that was above 25 and is quickly spiking down. We get into the saddest set, which is going to be Rate. I was on the second page of this also. I already did the Market Watch earlier, and my mic settings were off because I was on Discord, and it dragged it down, and I didn't want to bring you a low-quality Market Watch where I'm drowned out by the music. $10 on Barrage, $10 on Foolish Goods. Wind Witch Icebell now, the most expensive set card in the set at $15. Dryden here is sitting at $7. So confirmed, not confirmed. I don't think it's confirmed and confirmed. Grass isn't confirmed, but it's at $1. It's already at $5. I can't imagine it spiking even if it's not in there, unless it gets unlimited. And then it might go nuts if it's not in there. But yeah, actually it would go nuts even if it was in the 10s, wouldn't it? We have Broad Bull at 5. We have Theseus here at 4. And the other True Kings are confirmed. I imagine Litho's going to be in there. And then finally, we get to Inov, the saddest set. $15 on the barrier. Well, I guess Raid's actually the saddest set. 12 on Totally Awesome. This is already confirmed alternate art in this year's Legendary decks. Denglong now almost the most expensive card in here. And sitting at 10, you know, double its price from last night. It'll probably keep going down. Neither of these are confirmed. I could see this being in the Joey pack and not the Megatins. I could see Subterrors. They still haven't got anything confirmed yet. Our TCG exclusive, I would imagine this would be in there. And then Bar Rustos, already way down and confirmed. And then Code of the Duelist. You saw that sad price for Rescue Ferret just now. Some of these pictures do not match their card. Firewall Dragon sitting pretty at 3270. Trickstar Reincarnation still sitting up here at 27. So the thing with Code of the Duelist that I want you to keep in mind is the special editions have some of the most nut cards ever. Skullmeister. It's got Solemn Warning, my bad. Or not Solemn Warning. Jeez, both the wrong Solemn cards. Solemn Strike. My bad. Jeez. I keep calling it Solemn Scolding. The SS, Solemn Strike. But it is Solemn Strike, and Skullmeister will be in these Megatins alongside I'm a Star Boy. So, one of the most hyped special editions ever. We're going to see these cards flood the market. Despite their already low prices for a core set that won't get reprinted for a very long time, within a year, this set is going to remain kind of low. It's not impactful, and the cards are going to get reprinted. We have the World Chalice cards already back to down around 12s. Topological still sitting at 11. Knowledge is actually slowly creeping up on TCG Player. And Ningrisu at 12, Lee at 12. And Ferret just sitting real sad. Real sad. I'm sorry if you bought him for 20. You shouldn't have done that. But, again, here we have the set reviews of all the sets. What do you guys think of what the Megatins has done to core set prices? You can't really invest long-term. And by invest, I mean even have your own personal deck. If you didn't choose Zoo, your deck didn't live through this entire past year for the most part. And it kind of feels bad about that. I mean, I guess if you pick Dark Magicians, your deck's you lived till now, and now it's about to get slashed real hard. But what do you guys think of what it does to the values of the cards that you guys want to hold on to? It is a trading card game. You're supposed to be constantly trading. But it definitely is wearing down the prices real bad on a lot of these cards. These huge amounts of reprints. Battles of Legend, I think, was the better set than the Megatins, honestly. And its values have stayed down because of the high quantities of that set, but they'll start going up over time as well. But I want to hear what you guys think. This is insane to me, though. The White Stone of Ancients. Who knew? Who knew? And what do you guys think of the hype? Will these be missing from the Megatins? Will they be in there? Did you guys hold off on Ice Spell because you thought for sure Konami's put this in articles? It'll be in there. It's been hyped by them themselves. Will it be missing? Will it be in there? All this is a lot of speculation during this market watch, but it's off of knowledge that we've already been given. Thanks for watching, guys.